Well, welcome and thank you for joining me for another personal pondering in the Psalms. And we've reached Psalm 8, and we're actually again going to do two studies because there's so much in this psalm. It's one of the better known psalms, of course, and it's a psalm that actually I think packs some surprises. We tend to think of this psalm as a psalm that exalts and glorifies in the majesty of God, and of course it is exactly that. But it's interesting to note that the bulk of this psalm, and in some ways the main focus of this psalm, is not God, but mankind, human beings. Out of the 9 verses of this psalm, 6 are actually about humankind. Verses 1 and 2 and verse 9, the beginning and the end, celebrate the majesty of God and speaks about his glory. And of course that's where we should always start in our contemplation of God. But what it does in that way, in bookending this psalm, is to set human beings, as it were, in the context of a worldview where God is dominant and glorious. So this is how I like to think of this psalm. 1 and 2 and 9 celebrate the majesty of God. 3 to 4 remarks on the smallness of mankind, and 5 to 8 on the splendor of mankind. And here's the amazing thing about this psalm. Human beings are seen in this psalm, both in these terms of being small, but also being gloriously significant. The first part, verses 3 and 4, is the smallness of humankind. You can imagine David as a shepherd, perhaps at night lying out there on the grass, looking after the sheep, looking up at the sky, looking at the stars, the immensity of the heavens, and thinking, boy, I'm so small. And yet God's love is on me. I had a similar experience many years ago visiting a missionary in North Africa, up on the border of the Kenya and Ethiopia, I think it was. And with this missionary visiting some nomads up there with their camels. And in the evening, these guys just take their mats out and they lie in the open air, looking up at the sky and chatting to one another. And I remember doing that, not understanding the conversation because it was all in different language, but marveling at the big open African skies at night and the stars and the immensity of all that. And yet God set his love upon us, human beings, so small in comparison, and we are small. But secondly, it speaks here about the splendor of mankind. We are small, but we are uniquely splendid. Verse 5 is quite astonishing. You have made him a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him, human beings, with glory and honor. The same glory that belongs to God himself. And actually, I think the most accurate translation of verse 5 is you made him a little lower than God himself. The word there is in the original Elohim. You've made him just a little lower than God himself and crowned him with glory and honor. So this psalm is about the smallness of mankind, but also the significance. And it lays out for us 3 roles that we have as human beings in this God-orientated creation. Number 1, we are created to praise God. God has ordained praise from our mouths. We exist to worship him and to glorify him and to serve him for all times. Our second responsibility is to rule over God's creation. He has made us rulers over his works, given us dominion over all the works of his hands. And thirdly, we are to reveal God's glory. In the way that we live, in the way that we speak, in the way that we worship, in the way that we exercise our dominion, we are to reveal the glory of God. What a glorious psalm, what a wonderful psalm. We are small but significant. And we have these 3 roles and responsibilities: to praise God, to rule over creation, and to reveal God's glory. And next time, we'll look at how this psalm points us directly to Jesus himself. Join me then. And until then, the Lord bless you and keep you.